I hope you're enjoying these few messages on getting outside your comfort zone because I'm enjoying them. Even though I'm speaking them, why am I enjoying them? Because they challenge me. They challenge me. It reminds me I'm going to need some courage to get where I want to go. It reminds me I'm going to have to get out of my comfort zone because I'm like you. I want to stay in the comfort zone. I have a lazy boy at home. Love it. Don't anyone take it off me, please. I need it. That's just an indication of how much we love comfort. But most growth occurs outside of the comfort zone. So our desire for safety hinders doing significant things. And one of the great blessings of courage is it opens doors. There's a photo that I saw, and it just had these words to it. It says, "What if I fail? But oh darling, what if you fly?" As you get out of your comfort zone, some of you are going to fly. You're going to achieve far more than you're currently achieving. So Matthew 14, 26, 28 to 31. Now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." Peter answered and said to him, "Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you on the water." That's a pretty courageous statement. I wouldn't have said that, but he did. So he said, "Come." And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on water to go to Jesus. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Peter got out of the boat. He wasn't a boat potato. He got out of his comfort zone and he walked on water. I want to say to you, if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone, God will give you the ability to walk on water, meaning to experience something almost on a supernatural, miraculous level, a level of success or fruitfulness you didn't think you were capable of. Peter could have said, "What if I fail?" But the alternative is, "Yeah, Peter, but what if you walk on water?" Most of us live at the "what if I fail" zone, and therefore we don't go to stepping out of the boat and experiencing something almost supernatural or miraculous. It took Daniel great courage to not obey the king and pray 3 times with the windows open for everyone to see. That's courage. What's the result of his courage? He's thrown into the lion's den. But what happens in the lion's den? He walks on water because God rescues him from the lions. He experiences something supernatural that would have built faith and confidence in God and courage to be out of his comfort zone for the rest of his life. Amazing. Stepped out of his comfort zone, walked on water, steps into another zone of faith in what God can do in and through his life. Sometimes in my preaching, you may not believe it, I have to get out of my comfort zone. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a challenge to preach the whole counsel of God, not just the good parts. It's easy to feel intimidated by the crowd. So you avoid speaking about money and tithing because, people are going to react. I've had people walk out when I preach on some of those topics. You avoid speaking on sacrifice, giving your whole life to God, on commitment, serving in the church, on holiness. It takes courage to present to the people the whole counsel of God. And I've said it so many times. I think one of the problems with the Western church is we preach all the promises, but we left out the conditions. And then people say it doesn't work. But we say, no, hold on a minute, it does work. You didn't fulfill the conditions. So 2 Timothy, you've got to preach the whole counsel of God. Why? 2 Timothy 3:16, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. My challenge is to preach the whole counsel of God, even if that means getting out of my comfort zone.